Explainer 7, Jobless Claims. Hi, John Rothfield with Derivative Logic. If there were just one indicator to summarise the state of the jobs market, it would probably be the unemployment rate. The next would be the employment number from the establishment survey, and after that, the data on job openings. However, even these three indicators are far from exhaustive as an indicator of the state of play in the labour market. One additional official data set is that for new and continuing claimants for unemployment insurance. This program is a federal-state collaboration, but each state is responsible for taking claims, determining eligibility, paying benefits, and collecting the associated data. Every Thursday, the US Employment and Training Administration releases an aggregation of state data into the report that's called Unemployment Insurance Weekly Claims. This is a series that goes back to 1967. The claims data shows the number of new and continuing claimants for unemployment benefits. Because people who voluntarily leave their jobs are ineligible for unemployment benefits, initial claims data is an indicator of layoffs, firings, and other involuntary separations. The initial jobless claims report has several attributes. The data is timelier, released weekly, and is based on hard administrative data as opposed to surveys and their respondents. The data is seasonally adjusted but doesn't capture weather and other idiosyncratic issues such as holiday timing or other temporary disruptions that prevent people getting to unemployment insurance offices. So they are often viewed through the lens of a 4-week moving average. As a short-term indicator, initial claims and the unemployment rate move in opposite directions about as often as they move in sync. But as a rule of thumb for the medium-term outlook, a 2024 report by the St. Louis Federal Reserve suggests that when initial jobless claims exceed 400,000, it is a signal that labour market conditions are deteriorating and employers are shedding workers at levels that are not healthy for the economy. In the business cycle that began after the COVID pandemic, initial claims have actually fallen well below that 400,000 threshold into a 200,000 to 250,000 range and have stayed there. The San Francisco Fed now publishes a weekly labour market stress index. This index measures how many US states are experiencing rising claims for unemployment insurance past a certain threshold, the rate of change of those unemployment insurance claims, and the proportion of the national labour market that those states with rising labour market dislocations represent. Their disaggregation does a better job of predicting recessions than rolling it up to the national level. Please let us know if you have topics that we should be covering in our Explainer series.